Will Everton strengthen their bid to avoid relegation by beating the Blues, or will Chelsea get their first win at Goodison Park in just over 5 years? Watch until the end of this preview to hear all of my thoughts on tomorrow's match. Hello people, welcome to my channel, welcome to another video. This is my preview for the match that will be taking place tomorrow afternoon at Goodison Park in the Premier League between Everton and Chelsea, with kickoff at 2 p.m. UK time. So what I'm going to do for you guys in terms of this preview is that firstly, I'm going to run you guys through the Chelsea team news. I'll then be giving you guys my lineup based on the Chelsea team news that I'll be giving you guys very shortly. And lastly, I'll be giving you guys my score prediction. So without further ado, let's get straight into this preview. So we shall begin by taking a look at the Chelsea team news, and in this preview I have three pieces of information for you guys in regards to the Chelsea first team, and the first one concerns Andreas Christensen, and this story explains that he'll be facing a late fitness test after missing the last two games with a stomach problem. So that one remains a question mark, but hopefully he's available. But yes, that's the first piece of information for you guys. The second piece of information concerns Mateo Kovacic, and this story explains that he is still recovering from an ankle injury and will not be available for tomorrow's match. And to be honest, I expect him to be out for a little while longer because ankle injuries do take a while to recover from. But yes, that's the second piece of information for you guys. And the third and final piece of information concerns Callum Hudson-Odoi and Ben Chilwell. And yes, this story explains that both of them are out as expected. But yes, that is it for the Chelsea team news. We shall now move into my lineup based on the team news that I've just given you. Let's do it. Now I am going to run you guys through my lineup based on the team news that I've just given you, and yes, we're going to begin by talking about the formation that I've chosen for this lineup. And yes, I've chosen to go with a 3-4-1-2 because it has been working pretty well for us recently, and it's only right that we stick with it. Having said that though, I wouldn't be surprised if Thomas Tuchel changed it to accommodate some of our wide players, because of course we don't have two sets of wide players in this formation, but I have chosen to go with this formation because it has been working really well for us recently. And I know that against Manchester United we were not clinical, but that's not necessarily a formation problem. That's more to do with the fact that our finishing was dreadful. So that's why I've chosen to go with this formation, despite us not being clinical against Manchester United. But anyways, in terms of the personnel that I've decided to go with, I've gone with Edouard Mendy in goal. I just don't see Kepa starting. He is a good goalkeeper, Kepa, of course he is, but I just don't see him starting over Edouard Mendy anytime soon. So that's why I've gone with Edouard Mendy in goal. In terms of my back three, I've gone with Trevor Chalobah in the right centre back position. I thought it was pretty good against West Ham, where he did make a few mistakes, but he was solid throughout the rest of the game after the mistakes he made. So for me, if he starts, then I'd be happy to see him start, and hopefully I'd hope that he can put in another good performance. But yes, I've gone with Trevor Chalobah in the right centre back position. Having said that though, if Cesar Azpilicueta was to start there, I wouldn't mind at all because I know that he can do a job. But anyways, in terms of the centre of my back three, I've gone with Thiago Silva. Now, I was contemplating going with Andreas Christensen, but the reason why I haven't is because there's a chance that he might not be available for tomorrow's match due to the stomach issue that he's been suffering from recently. So that's why I've gone with Thiago Silva in the centre of my back three. Now, to complete my back three, I've gone with Antonio Rudiger in the left centre-back position. For me, he had a decent game against Manchester United. It was his first game back from injury, so hopefully he gets into the starting 11 for tomorrow's match. I mean, even if he is fit, he should be in the starting 11 anyway, but that's why I've gone with him in the left centre-back position. We all know where his qualities are. We all know what skills he possesses. So hopefully he puts those skills and qualities on show if he starts tomorrow. But yes, that's my back three. Now, in terms of the four, just in front of the three and behind the one, that's going to become a catchphrase, I swear. I've gone with Reece James in the right wing back position because for me he was the best player on the pitch against Manchester United. He was unlucky to not score. Um, he defended really well down that right hand side. He caused Manchester United all sorts of problems down their left hand side or our right hand side. Um, and he deserves to play for those reasons. That's why I've gone with him in this position. In terms of my two central midfield players, I've gone with Jorginho and N'Golo Kante, and I thought both of them were excellent against Manchester United. They controlled the midfield really well. They were unlucky to, Kante was unlucky to not score. Jorginho, I thought had a really good game. His passing was really good. He won quite a few aerial duels as well, which is something you don't really expect with him. But they both did really well, so it's only right that they start again against Everton in tomorrow's game. So that's why I've gone with those two in the centre of my midfield. And now to complete the four just in front of the three and behind the one, I've gone with Marcos Alonso. Now, I've chosen to go with Marcos Alonso in the left wing back position because for me, he has been absolutely excellent in our recent games. He got the goal against Manchester United and it was a great goal as well. He's been doing really well recently, and for me, he deserves the opportunity to build on his good form of recent. So that's why I've gone with him in the left wing back position. And now to move into the one just ahead of the four and behind the two, the front two that is, I've gone with Mason Mount. I don't see Thomas Tuchel starting any other player in this position. Christian Pulisic and Hakim Ziyech can play in this position as they can both play in the number 10 position, but I just don't see them starting over Mason Mount, who has been pretty good recently. And yeah, that's why I've gone with him in this position. Now to complete my lineup, I've gone with Kai Havertz and Timo Werner in the front two. Yes, Kai Havertz didn't have a great game against Manchester United. He did miss quite a few chances, and neither did Timo Werner, to be honest, who I thought wasn't able to generate too many chances or get many chances for himself. But yes, I've gone with those two because they have been overall, in terms of recent form, pretty good. So that's why I've gone with those two up front. Having said that though, I would completely understand if Thomas Tuchel was to go with Romelu Lukaku in one of the two striker positions in this formation, because we all know where his qualities are. Yes, his form has been rubbish recently, but I would understand if Thomas Tuchel was to go with him up front. But yes, that's my lineup. Do feel free to drop your lineups down below and I'll do my very best to respond. But here's a graphic showing you guys the formation that I've chosen and the personnel that I've chosen for my lineup. Let's move on to my score prediction. Now, in terms of my score prediction, I have chosen to go with a 1-0 Chelsea win because I do see this being an extremely difficult game for us because Everton are fighting against relegation and they'll obviously want to turn up for this reason. As well as this, we do not have a good record at Goodison Park. We have not won there in 5 years at the time of this preview, and it will be just over 5 years at the time in which the game is due to kick off, which is of course tomorrow at 2 p.m. But yes, Everton away is never an easy game, and I expect them to turn up. Having said that though, I do believe that we have what it takes to go up there and get the job done because we do have great players in our team, and if we played the way we did against Manchester United and be more clinical than we were against Manchester United, then there's absolutely no reason why we cannot get the win. But it's up to the players. Hopefully they get the win. That is exactly why I've gone over 1-0 Chelsea win. Do feel free to drop your score predictions down below and I'll do my very best to respond as always. That is it for this preview. I'll see you all very soon. Come on you Blues, come on Thomas Tuchel, and peace.